Hi everyone, I'm Julie Jolly. I'm a 5th grade teacher at Daugherty Elementary. This year I'm teaching language arts, math, and social studies. In my classroom I have 2 student desktop workstations, shared access to a class set of iPads, shared access to a class of laptops, and we also have computer lab. Our webinar today is to share with you how to use the websites Kahoot and Quizizz so that you can make your formative assessments collaborative, independent, fun, competitive, and engaging. As long as your students have access to technology, you can play. Formative assessment is not meant to be a gotcha quiz. We run out of paper to make practice worksheets, and students here, you say, get out your workbook and turn to page. There has to be a creative way to assess your students' understanding in this 21st century world. Using technology like Kahoot and Quizizz will create a fun and motivating atmosphere so student test stress is dismissed, yet you as a teacher are still able to assess understanding and collect data for reteach. So I hope to show you how to navigate these 2 free websites so that you can use them in your classroom tomorrow. Your students will be hooked the first time you play, and they will be begging you to assess them every day. What is also great is that there are no papers to take home to grade because it is all done for you online for free. The ISTE standard that we're going to be addressing is 2.2b, that students can engage in a positive, safe, legal, and ethical behavior when using technology, including social interactions online or when using networked devices. So I'm going to now go into the websites themselves. I'm going to start with Kahoot. Kahoot is basically a whole totally game formatted website where the kids will play each other as a class set up using their technology device. You can use iPads, laptops, desktops, their cell phones, their own iPads, any kind of technology that they have. So hopefully you have this website pulled up in front of you now. And if the sign up for free button, really quick and easy. If you haven't ever done it, you can sign up for free and just go in and fill out all the information, and then you have an automatic account. No, they're not going to send you anything to get money from you, ever. Then when you go to, you're ready to start, you go to log in, and mine automatically stays logged in, which is cool. This is what it looks like. You can have quizzes, discussions, and you can either get surveys, which is some cool new things on Kahoot. The first thing that I started when I started using Kahoot is I just went to the public Kahoot so I could kind of get an idea and see if my kids really liked it. Once you go there, I don't know, thousands and thousands, 10.9 million it looks like it says. Then you just go to the search bar and find something that you're studying. We just got through with division and math. One thing I do suggest when you're clicking these, if you give yourself just 5 minutes beforehand to look at the questions, because sometimes the questions may have been made, I don't know if they were made by a kid or what, but the answers aren't always there. So if you pick the public ones, just take a second to check over those answers. Once you find one that you want to use, I'll just use the first one. You can automatically, when you click that that activity, you can see all the questions that will be on that test and how long the questions are going to give the kids before they have to get an answer and the time runs out. So you, like I said, you can see that questions and show the answer so that you can see which one was the correct answer. and all the other choices, just so you can double check if these are right or not. I have run across that before when the right answer is not there and you have to throw that one out. Once you have that set up, then you want to go to play. When you're here, this is something that they just came up with not too long ago, is where you can play all the kids independently if they have all their own devices, which is the classic mode, or you can play team versus team. That's going to require just a little bit more setup because the kids would put their names in and they would also name themselves as a team. Game options, you could go through there and put some ons and offs of things that you want to do. I usually randomize the order of the questions and randomize the order of the answers. Doesn't really matter because they're all playing each other. I also, this is pretty much set up the way I normally do it. I don't display the pen because the kids usually have it on their computer that they're working on, and they can show somebody else if they come in late. I don't show instructions. I just go through that at the beginning. Then when you're ready to play, you pick the one you want. I'm just going to pick the classic. It does a little countdown for you. And that's the music. You can always turn that down because it kind of gets irritating after it plays that same sound all the time, but the kids love it. This screen right here is just the teacher screen. The kids would go to Kahoot.it, and I'll show you these website links at the end, but Kahoot.it is the kid version. They go in and all it shows is their game pin. So that pin, that big pin number right here, 686057, matches that game. And I'll show you what it looks like when the kids get into it. They make up a nickname, and what's fun about this one is if you allow them to make up their own nicknames, they love it. A lot of them like to put in Cupcake or something like that, so we'll be Cupcake. Once it goes in, the teacher, make sure you have this on your computer at all times. You've got all your players in, ready to go. All you do is click Start, and it gives them a countdown before the first question comes up. And this is back on the kid version. Teacher version just does the countdown, and it'll show the question for them. I'll show you the kids, and then I'll go back to the teacher. So the kids version looks just like this. It has color codes. It's always in the same color, the red, the blue, the yellow, and the green. Okay, back to the teacher version. It shows the question and the countdown timer. The answers matched with those colors. So the kids on their device, they just click or tap the color that they think is the right answer. Once the time counts down or the kid picks an answer, I'm just going to pick one. It should go in. It should usually goes in once all the kids have picked. But I'll let it run down so you can see what it looks like after all the answers have gone up. This is back to the kid version. And it gives them these little cute sayings scrolling through. And the timer counting down. We missed it. Now what it does is after everyone has had time to pick, sometimes not all kids make it in the time, so it doesn't give their score to the bar graph. It shows the correct answer and how many kids picked the right or the wrong answers. And then you click the next button, and it shows the order that they scored in. Obviously, we didn't get any points, so there we go. Okay, I'm going to go back to the teacher version. Oops. Or back to the kid version. So on theirs, it also shows them what place they're in. Obviously, I'm in first place because nobody else is playing. But it would show them their place and how they can move up and down as they play the game and based on their getting it correct, or also if they get it in a good time frame. Back to the teacher version. They love this part because they get to see who all's in the top 5, and on their screen it's going to show them, you know, what place they got in, but on the teacher version it just shows the top 5, and it changes almost with every play, except for if you've got that one kid that's always at the top and they always want to fight for that top spot. Just beware, after every question and it shows this scoreboard, the kids are very excited. And but I just go ahead and start the next one. They have to be ready for that next question. As soon as it pops up, they all get quiet again so they can see that next question. Some of the things that I have found as I play this game and see that my kids do is I set the timer quite long, especially if we're doing something like long division, so that gives them plenty of time to work it on their paper. And I tell them that if I hear all this dinging, the game goes off and we stop playing, because they like to just ding real quick without having shown the work, and it goes ding, 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 and nobody's done any work. So it takes them several times of playing this game for them to see that they really need to slow down and show the work and start getting the right answers, because one time of them losing their privilege to play, they make sure that they're solving it from then on out. So I'm going to go back just to the login part of Kahoot. I have set some of my own Kahoots. I've done my spelling before, and just go in and click, type in your when you set it up. Let me go back real quick. When I set up a Kahoot, I click on new Kahoot, and I can set it as a quiz. That's what I normally do. Just fill out all this information. You could go through and gather pictures, or you could just leave that blank, and it just comes up with just the basic Kahoot things, background and colors. If you want to spend a whole lot of time adding your own pictures, feel free to do that. And once that's been done, gotta close that. Discard that one and show you the one I created. It took me no time to do my spelling list one. All I did was just copy and paste my question on everyone and just changed my the words as I went through it. Made a 11 question test, and only did that one for 20 seconds, knowing that that's spelling and they better be able to see it quick and pick the right word. Love it. They loved it. They loved it. And all I did was just stick in one little quick picture at the beginning. I didn't put in a picture for every one of them. Takes a little longer, but I just didn't have much time, and I just wanted to set one up quickly. Kids love it. They get extremely excited when they're playing Kahoot because it's out loud. You can hear it through the walls with other teachers playing it. Kids will love it every single day. If you played it every single day, they would love it. So that is Kahoot. Now I'm going to show you Quizizz. Excuse me. Quizizz is more of an independent. It can be turned into an independent game instead of a full class. This is what Quizizz looks like. Same kind of thing. Once you log in or set up your login, register for it. It looks quite a bit the same at the top as Kahoot does. This one, the kids need their device at their seat, or they can work with each other. I did that just recently, where they're working all together as a group to solve the same kind of thing, asking questions and answering it with the 4 choices. And I had them working in groups. If I were you, I would suggest doing that first, because the kids slow down and they make sure that everybody has the answer before they just start going in and click, 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 getting all the answers wrong. So, you know, it's very frustrating to see that they're getting them all wrong because they're just going in and clicking them fast. This also does a timer. It's a little different than Kahoot though with the timer on this one. On Quizizz, the timer does not automatically skip to the next question. The timer on this just gives them bonus points, and the kids have to be reminded of that because they think that the countdown, they've got to have the answer done within the timer, or they're just going to lose it, and they watch the timer instead of solving the problem if it's a math related. The kids would go, so I clicked over to the Quizizz again. It's the same website for the teacher and the students. The kids would just click join a game instead of logging in. Let me go back to the teacher one and go ahead, and I'm just going to pick a random one that's already set up on the public. They have a lot of public quizzes also. What I really like about Quizizz as opposed to Kahoot is that you can set it for homework. You can put it on Google Classroom so that the kids could work on it at home, or they could do it in intervention time on their own. Anytime that you want them to just pick it up on their own device so they could get practice at home. I'm going to go ahead and click play live. And a lot of the same kind of choices. You can jumble the questions and the answers. You can change the game setting on the show leaderboard. They like that on the board too. So it's like Kahoot where it's showing how many questions each kid is getting it right and not the ones that are not getting it right. Again, you can turn off the timer. If I'm doing it as a competition, I leave that timer on and remind them that that's just for bonus points. You can add the memes, and what I like about Quizizz is that it already has pictures in it. It already has memes in it, so you don't have to go find your own unless you wanted to. And again, you can turn the music on or off. And since they all have their own devices, might be a good idea to turn it off or have them turn it off on their device. That's what I normally do. Same kind of thing. It gives them a code. This one's 191191. So again, the kids are just on Quizizz also. And they click on start the game or join a game, 191191. They put in that code and they put in their name. Now, I do ask the kids on Quizizz to put in their name and not a made-up name. And I only have them put in their first name since I'm working online. And because on Quizizz, I can get a report. Can't do that on Kahoot, but on Quizizz, I can get a report. And there you go. No having to take grades home to grade. It's already done up for you on a spreadsheet. So put my name in, join that game. They love this where it just finds them an avatar. It's random. Great, we're a sheep. And so they're waiting for the game to start. Let me click back over to the teacher version. Once I get a few of the kids to join, and I go ahead and start the game. It puts them all at different time frames, but it really doesn't matter because they're working alone or in their groups anyway. And they can start up as soon as they get logged in anyway. So let me start that game for the kids, going back over to the kid version, and you can see it's counting down for them. So they're ready to start. On Quizizz, you notice that the kid version gives them the question and the answers also. So their screen looks a lot more like the teacher screen on Kahoot because it's independent. Let me go back to the teacher version, showing you that it's got the kids listed. It will show all the class, and of course you would have to scroll. I like this part, the total correct and the total wrong, because I'll walk around I'll just glance up at the screen in my room every once in a while to see how many are getting correct and how many are getting wrong. And that's a motivation. I'm telling them, if we keep getting them wrong, the game's going off. You better take your time and make sure you're getting more right. And that makes them slow down. And they don't see all these questions like that. It scoots it way down when you have all the kids listed. So I'm going to go in and just choose an answer. And let's just see. We'll choose the right answer. Okay, so we got points, and of course, you know, the meme came up automatically. And I got my points. It shows me on my kid's screen that I got it right. And I got the most points because of the time frame. This is my timer. It's counting me down. Lots of fun. That's what they watch. So you really want to suggest that the kids don't watch that. It doesn't really matter. It's bonus points anyway. I'm looking for answers right or wrong and not the timer, the bonus points. So back on the game here, you can see that the ones that are getting correct and the ones that are getting wrong. I don't like to see it 3 right and 3 wrong. So I, you know, make a comment out loud. I can make that comment to the kids. And I can go around too and see that color, right, the green with the right and the red with the wrong, and work in it with individual students. Like I said, I really like to work quizzes in groups because it makes them slow down and talk as a group and make sure that they're getting it, the answer before they actually pick an answer. So I'm going to go ahead and end that game and show you what it looks like here. I've got my whole spreadsheet of the kids who are playing, all the questions that were listed, and it will check an X. What I also like is once you go down below and you can see exactly which questions that got the most rights and the most wrong, so that you can do a reteach. Really like that. And I didn't have to do all the work, lay them out and figure out which kids missed what problem. It's already done for you. So it's really a great tool to use this. You can export the results also, and it puts it into a spreadsheet. Show you that real quick, an Excel spreadsheet. So it just basically what it showed on there. So it shows you, even like this, it shows you if they attempted it or didn't attempt it, and how many they got right or wrong. And it lists all the kids by their names across. Really cool, really good stuff. So then you can save it, and then you have the printout version to show parents or for documentation. Well, it's freezing up. Okay, there we go. All right, so let me go back to my Quizizz. Get it to go back just to Quizizz without the game. All right, so like I said, you can, Kahoots you can send for homework. Quizizz, I'm sorry, Quizizz you can send for homework, send personally to each kid. Kahoot, you couldn't do that. It's more of a class-wide activity, and Quizizz can be more independent. Kids love it. They get super duper excited, and they will want to play it every single day if you let them. I know you could hear it all over summer school this past summer. Teachers were playing it with the kids, and the kids, I've even done it at my small group table when we're reviewing a topic with them, or even maybe introducing a new topic. Kahoot has some of these, some videos. Sorry. Go back to Kahoot. Some videos that show you, I'll go back there, how to set up for just introducing lessons. And I'm not being able to find it right now when I'm trying to click for something. And of course you could do that on Quizizz too. All right, so that is Kahoot and Quizizz. If you get stuck trying to getting into it and need some help, you can always email me, and I'll show you that in just a few minutes after we answer some questions. I'll show you our emails and the link to take our CPE credits survey. So now I'm going to turn it over. If you have any questions that I need to answer, I'll wait for those. And I know that Kelly and Paige have been answering questions hopefully over there. Do you have any questions?
No, you did such a good job.
Oh. All right. All right. So if there's no questions, let me show you PowerPoint here. So this is who we are: Julie Jolly, Kelly Cornelius, Paige Strickland, and our email addresses. And again, here are the websites. The Get Kahoot is the teacher. Kahoot It is the kid version. Quizizz is for both the kids and the teacher. Just make sure that the kids, they'll go to the login part and I don't know where to go. And then our CPE credit survey. You can get it from here, and I think she is also putting that on the chat. So if you'll use that and just fill it out to show that you watched our video, and you can get your credit for being here today. I hope you learned some new things, and I really appreciate you guys listening, and hopefully you will use Kahoot and Quizizz. Thanks. And we'll see you later. Bye.